Hello guys, what is going on? I'm Nozda, and just before we get started, I would like to thank you for clicking on this video because I am not press or anything, so I got to see the movie at the same time as everyone else in England did, like literally like an hour ago, less than that even. It's currently 3:30 in the morning, and I've just gotten back from watching Avengers Infinity War, so a movie I've been waiting for close to 5 years now, ever since the announcement happened on that random Tuesday where they announced all of Phase 3, and I'm still kind of blown away by it. I was kind of a bit like foolhardy when it comes to spoilers because I managed to not get spoiled one bit. But I did look at non-spoiler reviews, and that was very dangerous because even though I trusted my sources and who I usually watch, and I know they won't actually spoil me, like the suggested videos and stuff like that could have led to something. But one person in particular said that you shouldn't treat it like an Avengers film. You should treat it like a Thanos film, and that this is a Thanos quest, and that you should not necessarily treat Thanos as a hero, but definitely the protagonist instead of the antagonist. And the Avengers are the people that are getting in his way from achieving his goal, which he sees as just. Now, this really, really helps with the film, and I recommend you doing exactly the same thing. First of all, let's talk about what a lot of people are probably going to remember from the film, other than, like, you know, certain spoilery stuff, which I'm not going to go into, is the comedic aspect. There was one, people have seen it in the trailer, where Thor meets the Guardians, and that scene in particular, the first scene in which they interact, it was people in my cinema found it so funny. It might be different for you. Found it so funny that we couldn't like hear half the dialogue because anytime the screening would calm down a bit, instantly they'd be roaring with laughter again. And this was picky and choosy throughout the entire movie. It's definitely not a comedy, but the Russo brothers, especially in Civil War as well, when it came to the Spider-Man, introduction of Spider-Man especially, it was very much like the levity of tension. And with a character such as Thanos, with the stakes so high, having that comedic aspect in order to alleviate tension was crucial. One of the biggest problems people had, especially when the first trailer came out for Avengers Infinity War, especially when they didn't know what it was going to be and who was going to be in it, their main problem is like the movie's going to feel bloated because there is so many characters. Basically, I think it was over 70, no, it was like 67 characters, I think, who had names. So who had names, who had some development, who had dialogue. Though there was 67, I think I remember in that right, characters, and they thought the movie would feel bloated, that it would feel like, especially with the time of the movie being 2 hours and 36 minutes being drawn out, but that's just not the case. When the movie ended, I wanted more. Obviously, I'd want more. I'm gonna be going seeing it a few more times. I will be going seeing it again tomorrow, and I will be doing my non-spoiler review as well as theories and stuff like that for the next film. I've already got a few theories, but I want to get a few more and develop them a bit before I make a video. But yeah, it didn't feel long enough. Not because the story wasn't developed, but because it was just so involving. It was just all encompassing in your mind. And your mind was being ripped apart by this movie, and you just didn't want it to end. You were completely at the mercy of the writers of this film, and it's not necessarily, well, it's definitely not even necessarily. It's just not a traditional Marvel film either. It is very obviously what they did something really cool. They brought the directors and the writers of these individual franchises: Spider-Man, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Guardians, and Thor, all together to write the dialogue for these characters. Especially Guardians, it was so crucial to have James Gunn write for those characters, because without it, they would feel completely different. Because the reason why they are unique is because of James Gunn's writing, and without that, that would have just been god awful. But yeah, it's not traditional in a lot of senses in its structure as well, because instead of from 3 or 2 perspectives, like the Avengers movies and a lot of other Marvel movies as well. Like the 2 or 3 different perspectives is actually done from Thor, which is even no if Thor from the Avengers standpoint, not including Thanos, so that's 5. And it switches between the two, but it's done like a radio presenter would have loved it to be done. It's done through segues. Like, they're not disjointed. It's never jarring. It flows perfectly. It's like it looks like if you've never seen a video by Nerdwriter on how the transitions of Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the movie, was done, then I recommend you go see it. But it was kind of like that, not in how quick the transitions were and how quick the movie was. If anybody's watched Scott Pilgrim, you know how incredibly fast paced it is. But the transitions tell a story, and in Scott Pilgrim, and with this, it's kind of similar. They don't tell the story, but they sort of continue the story. When in a lot of traditional Marvel movies, a transition means you've stopped and now you get this other bit of information. It's not like it continues. It's not this underlying thread. But yeah, I don't want to ramble on for too much longer because, like I said, there's no non-spoilers, so I don't have to say any more other than it's great. I'm not going to give it a score, but if I had to give it a range for a score, I definitely put it in the 90s out of 100. If I saw it a few more times and noticed a few flaws, which I didn't see the first time, just probably because of how enamored I was that was actually their experience in this film, then it might be high 80s. But I can't, just thinking back, I can't really see too many flaws, honestly. The only one flaw I had with it was that it was 2 parts, and that I have to wait a year for it. I was going to put that in my tweet, because I did tweet my non-spoiler sort of thoughts on that, on this movie, but, character limit. Even though they boosted it's still too little characters for this movie. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be doing a spoiler review tomorrow, so the people that have seen the movie can get in a discussion, and that'd be great. I'm also going to be doing some theory videos on what's going to be happening in Avengers 4, what happened in Avengers 3, and also what's going to happen in the movies to come, because we have got Ant-Man the Wasp, and we've also got Captain Marvel. And then after Avengers 4, we've got Spider-Man Homecoming, all of which are going to be affected by these movies. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you are new to my channel, because if you're watching this video, then you probably are, because I do slightly different content. I do reviews. My channel is called Nos the Reviews. But primarily I do written stuff. I do manga and comic books. But I will be doing a bunch of stuff on Avengers Infinity War for now. So if you wouldn't mind subscribing and seeing the videos that I post at a later date, then that'd be great. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.